Welcome to Essential Fitness. So today we are going to be discussing how to work out at home, or how I work out at home when I'm in a situation where I can't get to the gym, it's raining, I can't get out on the bike, or something happens like the gym is closed down for some lockdown that's happened that we're all still kind of dealing with. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. I also want to just say thank you for everybody that's been subscribing and commenting and liking my videos. It really does feel like we're creating a sense of community here on this channel, and we've got a lot more subscribers and a lot more people commenting, interacting, so it's really great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see here and you really have been coming back watching my videos, consider subscribing. It motivates me to make better videos for you guys, so it helps everyone out. With that being said, let's get right back to the video. Before we get started, I just wanted to issue a disclaimer and say I'm not a doctor, I'm not a fitness coach, I'm not a medical professional. You want to try this stuff at your own risk, and you really want to check with your doctor before starting any sort of workout program or listening to some random guy on the internet about how to work out. Let's get into the subject matter of the video. So I've been doing calisthenics for probably about a year now, and what ended up happening was the beginning of 2020, as everyone knows, everything went on lockdown, gyms were closed, and it was a couple of months where I wasn't doing much. But what ended up happening was I have this pull-up bar that I bought a really long time ago. Well, I put it up to my closet back there, which I'm going to show you guys, and I started doing pull-ups, and then I started doing push-ups and air squats. Created a, probably pretty unoriginal, I created a workout for myself that I do if it's raining, if it's during the winter, if I can't get out on the bike, if I can't get to the gym for whatever reason. And I created a workout that I really do feel like it gives me a little something to boost my muscles and just boost my cardio system, and just keeps me in line with working out and causes me to not become lazy by just not wanting to go back to the gym again. Alright, so let's hook this thing up. Alright, so first we're going to do pull-ups. Now, you can do pull-ups like this or like this. I'm actually dealing with, I have a little bit of a pain in my shoulder that happens, and I notice it happens more when I do pull-ups. So I've been doing chin-ups lately like this. It just doesn't aggravate my shoulder, and we got to do what we got to do to avoid injury. So we're going to start out with chin-ups or pull-ups. Alright, 6 pull-ups. Now what we're going to do, we're going to hit the floor, and we're going to do straight into pull-ups. Push-ups, that is. Alright, 10 push-ups. Now we're going to go right into air squats. All right. Whew, boy. Gets your heart going. It gets tough towards the end. All right. So that wasn't as easy as it looked. I don't know if it looked easy for you guys, but that constitutes as one set. It's pull-ups, then push-ups, then air squats. And what that does is the pull-ups, or chin-ups in my case, it works your bicep and your back muscles, your pulling muscles. The push-ups work your pectoral muscles, or your chest muscles, the front of your shoulders, and your triceps. And then you go right into air squats. And if you do deep air squats, if you do in full motion, you can work almost your entire lower body. You can work your glutes, you can work your thighs, I don't know what they're really called, calves, that's it, everything all together. And if you piece them together, what's going to happen is, like you guys saw, you're probably going to find that you're out of breath. Now that means that you're taxing your cardiovascular system, so it's not like running a marathon or anything like that, or going for a 1-hour bike ride, but it is going to get your heart rate up, and it is going to do something just to wake you up and just keep all of that hard work that you've done in the gym or out on the bike or on the cardio machine. It keeps that hard work where it is. You won't lose any fitness if you incorporate this into your training. As far as these sets, you can make these as hard or as easy, as complex or as simple as you'd like. I find that I can do probably about 8 or 10 pull-ups, followed by 15 push-ups, and I could do like 25 air squats before I'm totally spent, especially doing them back to back. I prefer doing them 3 pull-ups, 6 to 8 push-ups, and maybe 10 or 12 air squats, taking a 5 or 10 minute rest, and doing that 4 or 5 times a day. It's also a great way when I'm cleaning, or I'm working on my YouTube channel at home, or if I'm just doing something, maybe I'm reading something, I don't really have anything to do that day. I could do it as I'm doing chores around the house. I don't necessarily just say I'm working out for an hour. I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets in the span of 20 minutes. That's kind of the way I like doing it. I also don't like going to failure all the time. I find I have a better time and I have better results if I just do a little bit every day and stay consistent versus absolutely destroying myself, destroying my muscles, and then resting and doing nothing for 2 or 3 days. I find that if I rest for 2 or 3 days, I pretty much follow the bandwagon, and then it's another week before I do all that stuff. What are some tips that I can give for some beginners? Not that I'm an expert at this, but some of the things that I started out doing. Well, number one, we'll talk about pull-ups. So pull-ups, actual pull-ups with your arms out, these are harder than if you put your arms facing you, your palms facing you. These are actually easier, and these are called chin-ups because you get a lot more leverage off your biceps. Now, starting with chin-ups is actually going to be a little bit easier. Also, I could show you guys what I used to do when I first started. You can kick off with your feet, or what you could do is you could just do pull-up hangs. That's something else that really, pull-up hangs are not as easy, but I found kicking off with your feet is almost like the same way as using that assist machine that you would in the gym. It's not going to be exact. You don't know how hard you're kicking or how soft. Don't worry about that. The objective is to just start moving and gain that strength. You can still gain that strength even though you can't do 1 pull-up or 1 chin-up. That's how I started. It was extremely hard to do 1 pull-up or 1 chin-up. Also, something else with the reason why I like chin-ups is I mentioned that I'm getting a pain over here for some reason, and I'm not really sure what it was. Well, I found out that I was doing pull-ups, and anytime I did pull-ups, it would aggravate it. But if I switched my arms around and did chin-ups, I was able to actually alleviate that pain. It doesn't really bother it. So originally what I was going to do is just take a week or 2 off from pull-ups and chin-ups altogether, but I found that I could still get a good workout without actually sacrificing and having to just destroy my joints, which I'm not interested in. I don't think anyone should damage their joints or damage their body just because they want to build some muscle. Push-ups. What you could do if push-ups become too hard, and this is actually also what I did when I was having a shoulder issue. I think over here, the push-ups, my shoulder would just hurt a lot, and it would hurt on the first 5 push-ups. It was more when I was doing just push-ups. I wasn't doing the pull-up bar or the air squats, but when I was doing just push-ups, it really started to hurt a lot. So I'm going to show you guys what I did, and also it just lowers the intensity. You can start for something like this, put your hands there, and now you're doing a push-up, but it's nowhere near the intensity of going to the floor. You can adjust the closer you get. I can't really fit right here. The closer you get, the easier it's going to get. You can go all the way over here. You could even do something where there's a chair over here, and that's how you can make it a little bit easier. I also did push-ups against the ledge over right here because my shoulder was hurting me. But then after I did a lot of push-ups, it felt better. Well, doing push-ups off of that ledge for about a couple of weeks, no more shoulder pain, so that's great. And also, finally, air squats. Air squats haven't really been giving me a lot of issues. Never had any knee pain or anything like that. I've just lowered the intensity. Even if you just do 5 air squats, one thing you can do, I kind of just thought about this before, is you can kind of just sit down, stand up, sit down, stand up. What that's going to do is it's just going to kind of give you a bit of a break. And if you really don't have a lot of strength in your legs and you want to get started, it's almost like training wheels. You know, it's like a spotter right there. You know, you can just go there and go back. Range of motion isn't going to be as good as if you go all the way down and come all the way up on your own, but it's a great starting point. if you don't have the strength, or if your knees are hurting, your hips are hurting. If your knees or hips are hurting, and like I said, if you're worried about injuring yourself, you really want to be talking to a doctor, and you really want to be doing research on how to not further injure yourself and prevent injuries and do this safely. All that stuff is a great way for beginners. If you find that you're lacking in strength, that'll start to build up your strength till eventually you can actually do pull-ups, push-ups, and air squats. So while that's how to make this workout easier, you could also make it harder by throwing weight in a backpack for doing your pull-ups. You could even do pull-ups a little bit faster. You can pause at the top, you can pause at the bottom, you can pause somewhere in the middle, or simply just slow down. It's harder to do slower reps than it is to do faster reps. Slow, controlled reps are going to be a little bit harder. That'll probably build a lot more stability muscles and a lot more strength. Push-ups, you could do one-arm push-ups. You could do push-ups where, I'll actually show you guys this one. You could do push-ups where your feet go up here, and you're actually on the floor like this. Almost like a decline push-up, I think you'd call it, or an incline. I'm not really sure. But it's going to make it a little bit harder if you do push-ups like that. That's going to up the intensity definitely. Now, air squats, what you could do single leg squats, which are absolutely hard. You could do those where you squat down and jump up. I think they call them squat jumps. Again, any type of fast explosive movement, you're going to want to make sure you have the mobility for it and the flexibility for it, because it's very easy to hurt yourself if you do those fast movements. That's like people throwing their arm out for the baseball because they throw too hard. Definitely make sure you're prepared for that, and definitely it always pays to be safe and check with a doctor before you start anything. Once again, I'm not a doctor or fitness professional. This is just my opinion. I'm just some random guy on the internet. So overall, this is a great home workout that I started incorporating into my routine, and I haven't really been doing it much in the summertime. I've just been doing the pull-ups and push-ups because in the summertime I'm riding the bike 100 miles a week, as you guys have seen with my vlogs. But I did this a lot in the wintertime when I wasn't riding my bike as much. I especially did it when the gyms were closed, but then there are some nights where you just don't feel like going to the gym, so just do 4 sets of these a couple nights a week, and it's better than doing nothing. You're not going to win any bodybuilding competitions. You're not going to get big and huge doing this stuff unless you seriously up the intensity and you're doing it all the time. And you're not going to become an Olympic athlete or a marathon runner just from the cardio. It pretty much, your heart goes up and then it calms down. It's not like doing steady state cardio for 2-3 hours like on a bike ride. But it is a great way to just kind of keep the gains that you have and keep your cardiovascular fitness up in the off season when you don't have the option of going for a bike ride or going to the gym. Or if life just gets busy and you got kids and you're moving and you got a lot of stuff going on and it's just easier to do something like this a couple times a day than it is to actually get dressed and go to the gym or get dressed and go for a bike ride. Also, one more great thing about this workout or any type of workout that you do at home is it's really hard to say no. All you really need is your body and the floor. And you always have your body, and we live on the planet Earth where there's gravity, so we're always attached to this floor. Now, you may not have a pull-up bar like I do, but there are pull-up bars you can buy off of Amazon. I know not everybody has a nice simple doorway. This pull-up bar obviously won't work if you have a wide closet door, but I think they do make little strings that you can put, that just basically you're holding on to strings. It's not as ideal as this, but again, ideal is going to the gym, going for a bike ride on a nice sunny day, and sometimes we just have to work with what we've got. So it's really hard to come up with excuses to not do this. I've come home from work where I'm editing a video, and I actually do this like 4 or 5 times. It's like I have ADD or ADHD. I can't focus for a long time. So every 10 minutes, I just do this. Then I sit back down and I'm nice and fresh. I edit or I work on something. 20 minutes later, do it again. Before I know it, I've done 2 hours of work and I've done this set 5 times. I'm good to go. I can relax. I feel accomplished. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you like what you see and you like my style of video, you like the community that we're building here, consider subscribing. Consider giving it a thumbs up if you like the video, or give it a thumbs down if you don't like the video. Comment your thoughts. Do you like it? Do you think I'm just full of it? What do you think? Let's have some fun in the comments, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all you guys. Work out safe. Stay safe. Consult a doctor. Don't worry about if you can't do pull-ups or push-ups. Everyone starts somewhere. So don't feel intimidated just because you're not a big bodybuilder or you're not the best of the best shape of the world. We all start somewhere. So gonna wrap it up right here, guys. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.